Hi, I'm Jim Brickell from Ed Learn Ford Lincoln in St. Catharines, Ontario. Today I'm sitting in the 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum. And this is getting to know the features. Like most vehicles these days, it is a push-button start. So with the fob in your pocket, foot on the brake, to the right of the steering column, you can start the vehicle. It's a bit of a warm day out, so I'm going to put on the temperature to low, the cooling seats. Got the fan down so it's not making too much of disturbance on the video. Now, once again, I will mention there's some lights that are flashing on the video. They're not actually visible to the naked eye. It is infrared lights as part of the Ford Blue Cruise system, and the camera's watching you. When you're in the vehicle without a camera, you do not see those lights. So, that being said, we'll start on the driver door. You've got your power door locks. You've got the power outside mirrors. The one in the upper left corner can fold the mirrors in, hit it again to fold them back out. Then you have left and right mirror and the arrows to adjust where you need them. The power windows include one touch down, and then one touch goes back up. We have our drive modes down here to the left, and when you twist that, you look on your main screen. Up here it's saying normal, balanced everyday driving, then tow haul, traveling and heavy payload. Eco is the efficient driving. Sport is spirited on-road driving. Slippery for wet, icy, and snowy roads. And then we have off-road, rough, uneven, mixed terrain. So now I'm going back to the normal. And from here you can also open up your rear tailgate. So the lift gate and then the lower portion. And then you have your parking brake down there. So, this vehicle does have an adjustable steering wheel, but where you do it is sort of hidden. If you go to the right-hand side of the steering wheel, and as you move your thumb around, kind of like a mouse, you'll notice up top, it's saying when you're in the upper left corner, adjustments. If you push that, and then you slide across, it says steering wheel adjustment. Push that, and now I can move it. Adjust up, adjust down, adjust out, adjust in. Now, this time, when you go back up to the upper left, you'll notice you can also go down and do a pedal adjustment. So now, pedals out, pedals in. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, as once again you touch it kind of like a mouse, you'll see that it's cruise control. When you turn that on, over here it becomes the adaptive cruise control, where you can set for the distance to stay behind the vehicle in front of you. So it's represented by the blue bars by the digital vehicle. Now I'm going to turn the cruise control off. And this time when I touch it in the bottom right, that is lane keeping system on. So it lights up over there. Now the lane keeping system can work when it's over 40 kilometers an hour. Now, your center screen is kind of your control panel for the rest of the vehicle. This is our home screen. You've got your map, add a phone, set up your profile, and go to the audio. The second one down kind of looks like a vehicle. This time, you've got a bunch more choices. From here, you can open the back, an auto hold, so when that's engaged, you put your foot on the brake, the vehicle comes to a stop. It would hold the brakes until you touch the accelerator pedal, even if you lift your foot off the brake pedal. Lighting. We've got exterior, interior, and zone. So under exterior, we've got the A, which is for automatic headlamps. And then we've got interior. So this time, we've got 7 colors to choose from. And in the evening, this is showing where those colors will light up. So you get to pick which color you want to light up at night in the interior of your vehicle. I kind of like that one. Now, zone lighting is lights around the outside. It's daylight. I don't really need them on right now, but that's what that one is. So we go back. Brightness. So this is the instrument panel brightness. Touch the brightness offset so you can slide it, or you can use the plus and minus down here. I like it nice and bright to make it easy to see. Rear climate lock. So you can let the rear passengers control their own temperature, or you can control it from the front. Driver memory. So you've got a power adjustable driver's seat. Once you get the chair where you want it to be, you can save to the current driving position to profile 1, or you can switch profiles. And you can also restore to last saved driving position. Then down below we've got vehicle status and valet mode, and your settings. Now under the heading of settings, you can adjust the sound, the Bluetooth, driver assistance, vehicle systems. So all of these have settings that are adjustable. Under the heading of vehicle, so we've got vehicle, 30-minute max idle. It's a pretty quiet engine. If you forget to shut it off, it can shut off by itself. Rear occupant alert. So some people have been known to, unfortunately, forget they've got their kids in the vehicle with them, or their pets, or whatever. So a safety feature is when you shut off the engine, it's going to remind you to look for rear seat occupants. If you never have anyone with you, you can turn this to the off position. When it's on, it can be alert only or alert and horn. So like really an alert, blasting the horn, like, hey, check for those rear seat occupants. Then lighting. The vehicle has automatic high beams. If you're driving at night, the high beams can come on if there's no other cars on the road. And it really lights up the nighttime. When the vehicle detects another vehicle, it will put the lights back down to regular. Automatic delay. As I mentioned earlier, we have the automatic headlamps, so they'll come on when it gets dark, and the delay is how long they stay on after you shut off the vehicle. So you can choose from going off immediately, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 120. The choice is up to you. And that was our lighting. Then we have key detection alert. If the engine is running and you leave the vehicle with the keys, do you want the car to beep and notify you that you're leaving the car running? Easy entry exit. So sometimes it's nice to have when you shut off the engine, have the chair slide to the back position to make it easy to get in and out. I like that, so I'm turning it on. Now we scroll. Power running boards. So we've got off, so they don't go up or down. You can lock them in the out position, or you can have them automatic. So when you open the doors, they'll drop down. When you close the doors, they'll go back up. Remote start setup. So with your Ford Pass app or the key fob, you can use the remote start, but you must get it set up first. So it's available. Climate controls. Would you like them to go automatic, or would you like the last setting that you left the vehicle? Same with seats and steering wheel, and duration when you use remote start. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. So a lot of things in this vehicle you can customize to your own preferences. Windows. A remote window open would be with the key fob. On a hot day, you're thinking, gee, it's going to be pretty hot in the vehicle. I'd like to open the windows, just vent the hot air out. Take your key fob, push the unlock, and then push it again within a couple seconds and hold it. As you hold it, the power windows will go to the down position. Wipers, rain sensing. So they're over here. You go to the setting with the little dot, and that's your rain sensing. It starts raining, and the wipers will be going. Rear wiper on when in reverse. So if the front wipers are going and you put the vehicle in reverse, you want the rear wipers to start coming on. Courtesy wipe is when you squirt the window. It'll do a wipe. Courtesy would be 2 or 3 seconds later, another wipe for any residual fluid that might still be on the window. So that was your wipers. Power split gate. So the power is on, so you can power open the lift gate. You could set it to manual if you don't want the power on. And when you're using the key fob, do you want the lift gate only, or do you want the lift gate and the tailgate to both open? It's our clamshell opening, so one goes up, the other goes down. Really kind of cool that way. We keep scrolling. We have locks and auto unlock, mislock, switch, inhibit, audible feedback, remote unlock. Do you want all the doors, or do you want just the driver door and a second push of the button for the rest of them? Door keypad code. I can show you in another video how to get that. And back to our settings column. So that was the vehicle. Now we go into driver assistance. Driver assistance, we've got cruise control. Normal cruise would be where you just set the speed. Adaptive cruise, you set the speed and the distance to stay behind the vehicle in front of you, as we did earlier. Lane centering and hands-free. So the hands-free is the blue cruise. On select highways, known as blue zones, they're going to be divided highways in Canada and the United States. When you enter a blue zone, the vehicle can let you know, and with adaptive cruise control in the blue zone, it'll tell you when you can lift your hands off the steering wheel. Lane centering with the hands-free, as I mentioned. In lane repositioning. Normally it's set up to keep you in the center of the lane. If the vehicle to one side or the other is kind of crowding the line, the vehicle will reposition to stay farther away from them. Lane change assist. This is pretty cool. So you've got your driving hands-free. The car's taking you where you want to go, but the guy in front of you is going kind of slow, so you put the turn signal on. When it's safe to do so, the car will actually change lanes for you. Activation prompts, it lets you know when you're in a blue zone, and predictive speed assist. So if we hit the I next to that, predicts upcoming conditions, road curves, changes in speed limit, and adjust your vehicle speed. When the speed limit changes, your speed adjusts based on the conditions and selected adjustments. So a lot of people like to turn that one on. So that was our vehicle and our driver assistance. If we go down to system, we can choose our language, we can choose our units, we can set the time for either the 24-hour military or the AM, PM regular clock. Profile, you can set up a variety of profiles based on the number of drivers you have for the vehicle. Display, you can change the brightness, the mode, the theme, and you can do a comm screen whereby you'll have basic information on this one. And then we come down to 6 dots. This time you can pretty much access everything in the vehicle. So whether you want your Google Maps, your Play Store, AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, Apple CarPlay, and we've got some games built in, we've got YouTube, we've got Android Auto, and YouTube, it's kind of cool. So on YouTube, you can watch videos while you're in the vehicle as long as you're in park. Once you take it out of park, that screen is no longer available. And of course, you can watch Jim Brickell, Ed Learn Ford Lincoln, and see all the great videos I've got posted on the various vehicles. So after that, we go down to this one, and now it's saying select a widget. Right now it's highlighted none, but if we go fuel economy, now it lights up over here as fuel economy. If I do gauges, it changes to gauges. Media, it's not on, so nothing's coming up. Our off-road status, tire pressure, towing status, no trailer connected. Trip 1, trip 2, the weather. So it's 31 degrees Celsius here in St. Catharines, sunny conditions, and yes, that is hot. So we'll put it back to fuel economy because that's an important one. Now, we hit the house, we've got our map, we can connect a phone, we can do the profiles, we can go to audio. Your shifter is here, your volume for your stereo, the override for this auto stop start. Parking chimes, does not park itself, it turns on the chimes, so as you're getting close while parking, it lets you know. The 4-way flashers, turning on the cameras, traction control, and locking in the speed while going downhill. Another cool thing we have is this center console, and it actually moves. So with the little button here, I can slide it to reveal a nice hidden storage bin. I can push another button, slides it back up front. I can open it here. You've got a wireless charging pad. Got the connections. And your Pro trailer. So, got a wonderful vehicle. It's the 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum. Enjoy your vehicle. I'm Jim Brickell.